Hello everyone, how are you guys? Let me introduce myself. I'm Hasna Fitriyani Khairunissa. You can call me Hasna. As you know, I'm a student at Bandung State Polytechnic. Before I came here, I went to 11 Vocational High School in Bandung. I was born in Bandung on November 23, 2003, but now I live at Cimahi. I like reading a book, singing a song,
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
and participating in social activities like volunteering in the equality field, environmental field, and many more. I enjoy music and listen to it almost every day. I also play some instruments such as drums, djembe, and cajon. Sometimes I play guitar, so in college I decided to join Musical Kingdom, which is an activity that is related to music. I love doing social activities. I love interacting with a lot of people. It is good for me, especially when you're doing this to help them. That's a lot better for me. I do everything that I am interested in. I do love sports too. I did taekwondo in past. When I was in elementary school, I joined this extracurricular. Actually, I'm quite good at this field. I ever got bronze in taekwondo sparring competition, and it's the first medal that I got when I was a leader. But the most hobbies that I like and I do the most is in the music field and reading a book. I love every self-development book, historical book, and many more. And I did a lot of competitions based on major in vocational high school. My prospective career in the world, my prospective career in the future is I wanna be a software developer at Google. Why Google? Because I love Google. It helps people with the technology and I wanna contribute to helping the world. So I wanna be a software developer at Google. Everybody knows Google, right? You know what? If you get a job in Google, you probably live with a lot of money and they guarantee your life with a lot of assurances. There are 4 people in my family. First is my father. My father's name is Gun Ahmad Sofyan. He is an executive chef. The second one is my mother. My mother's name is Sri Ratna Aryani. She's a household mother. And without her, I do nothing. And the last one is my brother. His name is Arik Adani Fadurrahman. He's 12th grade student in 2 vocational high school at Cimahi. I have already joined an organization. It's called Be With You Bandung. You can search for it on Instagram. I'm a content creator in this organization. I do make a post for Instagram as well. I've been a host on the podcast Be With You too. Steve Jobs. Who doesn't know Steve Jobs, right? I already read Steve Jobs' biography by Walter Isaacson with Abacus as a publisher. At first, I only saw that Steve Jobs was just a successful person
It didn't
behind
just
Apple and his public speaking,
it
who
didn't
was
just
able
change the
to
way we all
attract the
listen to music.
attention of many
It
people.
changed the entire music industry.
It turns out he is more than that.
Well,
I started to like Steve
today
Jobs because of Isaacson's
we're
book.
introducing
My whole view
three
of that person changed
revolutionary products in this
drastically.
class.
It turns out that Steve Jobs' life
The first
wasn't as
one
good. He is an adopted son and has a tumor that made him die on 2011. Steve Jobs was born on
and the
February 24,
third is a
1955.
breakthrough internet
He has a
communications
slim
device.
body with 188 centimeter height and 70
So,
kilogram weight. He
three
was
things:
of German
a
and
wide
Swiss
screen
German
iPod with touch
descent
controls,
and has
a
white
revolutionary
skin.
mobile phone, and
His
a
hair color is
breakthrough
dark
internet
brown,
communications
but with
device.
age, his hair started
An
turning gray.
iPod,
He has a dark
not
brown eye
three
color.
separate devices.
His hair
No.
is partially bald.
Today,
He always
you're
uses his glasses. Steve Jobs is someone that always does things
let me
perfectly.
talk about a category
When
of
he was
most
working on
advanced
the
phones
first
called
Macintosh product,
smartphones.
he
They
asked
say,
for chipboard
and
designs
they typically
repeatedly
define a phone
because
or
he felt the
email
designs were
capability,
so
but they
lousy.
say it's the internet, sort of the basic
Employers
internet
also
in one
protested
device, and they all have
why
these
they had to
plastic
spend so much
keyboards on
time
them.
working on chipboards
And the
that
problem
only
is
technicians
that
could
they're
see.
not so smart,
Steve
and they're
Jobs
not
also
so
gave an
easy to
answer to his
install.
employers
Kind of
that
take
a
a
carpenter
business school
would
101
not use
graph with a
poor
smart
quality
axis and
wood
a
for the back
easy to
of a
use axis.
cabinet even if
Phones,
no
regular
one
cell
saw
phones,
it.
are kind of right there. They're not so smart, and they're not so
Steve
easy to
Jobs
use.
is someone that keeps getting up and
Smartphones are
doesn't give
definitely a
up.
little smarter, but they
When he
actually
was
become
fired
harder
as CEO and
when
left
you really
Apple,
complicate them.
Steve
The
Jobs
basic
didn't
stuff
just give
most
up.
people have a hard time figuring out how to use.
He started a new
We
company
don't know if
called
you're either one
Next.
of these things.
In the ups
You
and
want to
downs of his
do
new
is make a
company,
leapfrog
he can
phone
constantly
that
look
is
for new ways to keep his new
reinvent the
company
phone.
going even though he
Now
uses
we're going to
his
start.
personal funds to run the company. He is someone
Tap
that
the button,
appreciates
and
the
then push
hard
go.
work of
What do you
others.
do?
Did you
It
know
doesn't
that
work
in the Macintosh
because the
machine there is
button
the
controls
signature of the
can't
Macintosh
change. They
assembly
can't change for
member?
each application.
After
They
months
can't
of
change
hard
for
work,
each
design
phone.
repetition,
Now this is
reassembly, and a lot of
spot.
painstaking work of
Well, how do you
Macintosh
solve
are
this?
finally finished.
It turns out we have solved it. We solved it in computing
Macintosh is a
20
great
years ago.
computer that
We solved it with
revolutionized
a
the world
bitmap
of
screen
computing
that can
in its
display
time.
anything we want, put any
Jobs
user
knew that
interface
he
up,
couldn't finish the
and
Macintosh
a pointing
without the
device.
help and
We
hard
solved it
work
with a
of his
mouse,
team.
right? We solved this
He
problem.
then
So how
called
do we
all
get
the
together
members
to a
of the
mobile
Macintosh
device?
assembly team
What
and
are we going to
asked
use?
them to sign the
Nothing.
results
Nobody
of their
wants a
hard
stylus,
work so
so
far.
let's not use a stylus.
It has
We're
paid
going to
off
use
after
the best
months
pointing
and
device in
hard
the
work
world. We're going to use a
and
pointing
effort.
device that we're all
Beyond his
born with.
success as
Born
an
with 10 of them, each of the
entrepreneur,
fingers.
Jobs has a number
Touches
of
with our
bad
feet. We
characteristics.
have invented a new
For
technology
example,
intended touches
likes to
to keep us
refuse
smart.
rules, it's
So,
difficult to commit to relationships, likes to deceive friends,
we've been
lacks
very
respect for
automation,
employers,
and it's
and
got the
it's
body of the
emotional.
radio that OS X is famous
I
for.
was
It's
very
autonomous.
attracted to Steve Jobs mainly because of
Brain
his
to
public
button, and
speaking.
that has worked.
Even though it has been almost 9 years since Steve Jobs died, his work is still loved by many people. This Apple founder left a lot of interesting things to discuss. One of them is related to presentation and public speaking. During his lifetime, Steve Jobs was known as a proficient public speaker. In every presentation, Steve Jobs was able to convey the material well and was easily accepted. So, in my opinion, there are a lot of moral values that we can take from Steve Jobs' story of life. Drums are instruments that we often see in various music shows. The way to play it is by hitting it with a wooden stick. And maybe this is why many people, especially children, like to play the drums. But of course, playing the drums cannot just hit. As simple as it looks, You need to practice adjusting to the music you play, learn to hold the drumstick properly, and maintain good posture when playing the drums. In addition, when you are dealing with a drum set, you should also know the parts of the drum set and their uses. The first drum set is the bass drum. The bass drum is the largest of all drums and is also often referred to as the kick drum. The bass drum is played using a foot pedal attached to the drum lip. The parts of the second drum set, namely the snare drum. The snare drum is one of the most important drums in a drum set, as it is the centerpiece and can be played in many different ways. The third drum set is tom-tom. Tom-tom, or better known as toms, is another part of the drum set. In a 5-piece kit, you will have a high tom, a medium tom, and a low tom. The low tom will be clamped to the cymbal mount, or it will be a floor tom, which stands on its own on 3 legs. The fourth drum set is the hi-hat. A hi-hat cymbal is a pair of cymbals that are close together, top and bottom, and have pedals for foot operation. Hi-hat cymbals are typically 14 in diameter but are available in a variety of other sizes. The fifth drum set, namely light cymbals. Light cymbals are larger cymbals. 20 is a fairly common size, that are generally located on the right side of the drum set. Usually, the heavier cymbals are played with the ends of the drumsticks for a distinctive sound. The next drum set parts, crash cymbals are generally slightly smaller than light cymbals, which are generally 16 diameter. They are designed to be hit hard enough with a quick hit from the shoulders of the drumstick. Usually, clasp is used as an accent note, for example at the end of a fill, but you can also play a strong rhythm pattern similar to what you would play in hi-hats or light cymbals. It is very common in rock music to use these cymbals in very loud parts of the song. In addition to the 5 main sections and 3 sections described above, there are other commonly used additions such as the splash cymbal, China cymbal, and cowbell. I was born in Bandung on November 23, 2003. Bandung is my favorite place since I was born. When I go to Bandung, it feels like home. There is no more comfortable place to be home than Bandung. I love Bandung because it's a tourist attraction. Tourist attractions in the city of Palisman, Java have many choices to visit, ranging from children's tours, family tours, and water tours, all gathered here in Bandung. Even just to relax and unwind, this city provides the best. Culinary. Culinary in Bandung is no doubt a lot of typical Bandung snacks, from street vendors to large restaurants. They also serve amazing food. Bandung is a historical city. This flower city is filled with old buildings which are Dutch colonial heritage. Its existence is always preserved and well maintained. There are at least 637 buildings that are hundreds of years old in this city. The local government is very concerned and make it a highly protected cultural heritage. Stunning nature. The city of Bandung is surrounded by mountains, so the air feels cool and cold. Charming natural treats will make you feel at home for a long in the city. Let me tell you my second favorite place in this world. I extremely want to go to England, whether it's to continue my education or live there. But I want to show you why I want to go to England. First, it's London City. London boasts some of the best museums in the world, famous sights and exciting nightlife with plenty of live music. It's an attractive mixture. The English capital is one of the most visited cities in Europe and attracts millions of tourists every year. Second, it's because the castles. You can plunge into the history of England by visiting one of its countless castles and palaces. Many of these venerable edifices are well maintained and preserved. For instance, Dover Castle, a medieval fortress high above the white cliffs of Dover. The third is because architecture. England is also known for modern architecture by such renowned names as Norman Foster and David Chipperfield. In London, you can visit the Aquatic Center designed by Zaha Hadid for the 2012 Olympics and also go swimming there. Fourth, it's because the Stonehenge. Do you know or recognize this standing stone? Yes, it's Stonehenge. These standing stones are the best known prehistoric monument. No. These standing stones are the best unknown prehistoric monument in England and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Whether they serve as a temple, observatory, or burial site is unclear to this day. The stones in the inner circle were erected around 2500 BC. Fifth, the Manchester. World-renowned musicians, artists, and actors appear at the Manchester International Festival every 2 years. And the last one is because Shakespeare. I'm not really into a Shakespeare reader, but I love his art. If we go to England, we get especially close to the playwright William Shakespeare in the county of Warwickshire. In Stratford-upon-Avon, you can visit the house where he was born and his schoolroom. His world-famous plays are produced regularly all over England, including Shakespeare's Globe, a reconstruction of the Elizabethan Globe Theatre in London.